welcome to the Friffle Table. For my very first video, I figured I would do an intro, explain who I was, give you a little bit of a backstory, and definitely explain what a friffle is. So to start, I'm Rebecca. Most people call me Becky. And I've been journaling since, I believe, October of last year. I filled almost 2 journals. And the most important thing to know is that I hate journaling rules. I hate when you see a lot of people online that kind of tell you what you can and can't do in a journal, or what you can include in different types of journals, or anything like that. I hate rules. I hate videos or pages or anything like that someone might come to and then feel like they can't start journaling or participate in it as a hobby or whatever because they're not good enough, or they're not creative enough, or they don't have the right supplies or anything like that. So my goal here at the Friffle Table is to just take you along my journey with me. I'm just gonna be showing what I do as I do it. They are definitely not tutorials. It's just a come sit with me and let's chat. Now, a friffle, for me, I watch a video on YouTube. It was I believe, someone that did collage pieces for her journal. I'm not sure. It's the only video I think I've seen of hers. But she was doing magazine cutouts, and she was showing what she uses as a system to store her magazine cutouts. And I kind of took a part of her system and then I expanded it into my own thing. So mine is definitely not necessarily more complicated, but I don't just do magazine cutouts, so I have way more little bins. But anyway, she had these little bins, and I want to say she had 2 different bins and then a bag for words or whatever. But she put her little magazine cutouts in them, and then she could, like, I think the word I'm normally looking for is rifle through them. But in my brain, I have ADHD, so my brain doesn't work like a lot of people's. And so from day 1 in my brain, I called it friffling. So I friffle through the bins. And so then it caught on and it took on a life of its own. So now it's friffle bins, friffle corner, friffle table, and friffles. So to give you an example, this is my bin that has most of the little friffles. Now I have things I cut out of magazines, like little maps. I have little pieces from scrapbook kits that are just little pieces. I have things I've cut up, like this daisy I might use for something off of a seed package. I have a lot of like scrapbooking things. Ooh, one thing I did, cut up like quilting magazines. I love cutting up magazines and random things, junk mail, you name it. But of course I'm not gonna find anything right off the bat. I have a lot of friffles in this bin. Here's one. I like to cut up kids' books. I get them. I got a few at a thrift store, but the majority of everything that I have as a backup that I haven't cut up yet, I got for free on the side of the road from people getting rid of like yard sale leftovers or whatever. But I especially love the ones like this that have like that artistic painting or hand-drawn look to them. I love those. But just kids' books in general, I like to cut them up. I, for example, cut up this from the Inside Out book, but I'm don't know if I'm going to be able to accomplish it or not, but I wanted to try to put my own picture in the middle and make it one of my own memories. We'll see. That's a long-term project though. I don't know as I have the skills to try that one yet. But yeah, I also cut up things like cereal boxes. Anything I could do that was just little extra pieces. Those go in there. So yeah, that's what I do for friffles. Some of my friffles, what I call friffles, are store-bought, like scrapbook borders that normally go with scrapbook paper, or let's see, I think I have some like this I got free, but same idea. It's just like decorative mesh ribbon stuff. I call that all friffles in general. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter, Jade, just came home from school, so she's letting the dogs out. Anyway, so I kind of explained what a friffle is to me. So let me give you a quick tour of my space. We'll see if we can manage this. Okay, so to start with, this is the Friffle Table, and I am surrounded by plants and many, many windows. So this is where all the friffling happens. I have, this doesn't always stay here, but this is like mini diamond art projects. I love to make the little mini diamond art projects, or I will take, this one is actually a full-size diamond art project that I cut down to size so that it will fit, and I like to use them as backgrounds or decorations in my journals. So in a few minutes, I will show you what's in that bin, but that is my things I don't want to forget about or lose, things that I'm going to be working with right off, or ideas that I have. That's in that bin. This is my stickers. This is little mini project saving things. Actually, I'll show you this one for now. Like, for example, I have saved frames that I've done. Oh, actually, let me show you. See if I can do this one-handed here. I cannot do it one-handed. There we go. There is one frame in here. A lot of these were already made frames. Oh, we're gonna make a mess. So that's the thing here at the Friffle Table. We make messes. And then we use all of our energy to clean them up, but we make messes. So this one, this specific friffle was a really interesting friffle because, as you can see, it's a frame, but it wasn't technically a frame. Technically, it was one of those little inserts in a magazine. I don't know if you can tell it on the back. One of those inserts in a magazine that is like their subscription advertisement that you can fill out and send in. And so I cut it out, but it had this circle spot here that had like, I think it had like the pricing or something on it that I couldn't actually cut out because it went into the corner there. And so I thought to myself, I wonder if my circle friffles will fit this. And what I mean by circle friffles is circle friffles. I have, let's see, I have a circle punch that I like to cut circles out of interesting colors or blank spaces from the magazines that I cut up, and I just started saving them. And I did not know what I was going to do with them. And then I come across this and I'm like, I bet one of those circles would fit. And ta-da, it fit exactly. It was like the exact same size, which was really cool. And I have no idea why that made me so happy. It just did. And this is technically frames, but as you can see, they're all like gold or black, like ornate, kind of like actual picture frame lookings. I've been cutting those out of magazines and I'm saving them because later I want to save them up until I have enough to do a whole 2-page, like a gallery wall spread with my own photos in them. That's what that project is. this is just like a storage. I've started cutting clothing out of magazines. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it was fun to do, so that's what I did. These are circle friffles, but they're specifically planets from an astrology book. Don't ask me which planet is which, because I don't remember. I could look it up, but these are just little letters that I got for free somewhere. And then these are all popsicle related from a Great Value popsicle box that I cut up to do summer pages. And then this is something I just started doing. I found a Lego directions, like the little booklets in the recycle bin at our local recycle center in their magazine bin. And so I started cutting up just the little parts lists. I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but I thought they would be really cool. And also later, quite a ways into the future, I'm hoping to have my own teeny tiny little Etsy shop where I can sell little friffle packs of things that I've cut up. Because as much as I love journaling, I kind of think like I might like chopping up the little friffles out of the different random things just as much. So I would like to start selling little friffle packs. So those might go in friffle packs in the future. We'll see. And then these were just little sayings that were not really just words. They were actually like little sayings, and I just put them in here to kind of separate things. I will clean up that mess later. I almost always have my candle going when I'm working. I don't have it going yet, but we will do that in a little bit. And then we move, oh, actually, as you can see, this is journal number 2, and look how fluffy it is. I don't know why. I love when it gets fluffy like this. It was really sad when I finished the first journal to have to start a new one, but then it was like really exciting as I got like the first 10-12 pages done, and it started to get a little fluffy. Anyway, I do buy some stuff off of Temu once in a while, and so I decided to take and start decorating the fronts of my journals with like my favorite big Temu stickers, just for funs. And then this is probably, I don't know if I can say that my favorite thing I've ever bought for journaling, but it's definitely up there. This little take and go bin. I've already used it once. I just wanted it to hold all of my main tools that I use on a daily basis, or maybe not daily basis, but often, so that I knew where they were. But I've already used it as like a take and go container when I wanted to go sit downstairs with the family and do journaling at the table. I think it was actually Memorial Day. I did that. And so it was easy just to grab this and grab my journal and, you know, the friffles I wanted, and that was it. So I will show you what's in here really quick. Little tiny glue pen that's really skinny. I'm not a huge fan of glue. I don't like glue. And the one thing I won't touch is glue sticks. They have never worked for me, and I've tried like 4 or 5 different brands, but that's neither here nor there. Fancy pen, just because I liked it. These are my absolute, whoops, there we go, sorry. These are my absolute favorite little piece in here. They're teeny tiny little Velcros that are actual Velcro brand. Teeny tiny little ones. And what I use those for is, let's get this friffle bin. This is my friffle bin of just envelopes. Some of them are, or I should say envelopes and pockets. Some of them are, you know, already made envelopes. Some of them are ones that I made from like printables online, etc., etc. But when you get the printables online and you make your little envelopes, I love the little Velcros to do on the envelopes so that your envelopes stay closed in your journal and they don't get bent. I love that. That was a really cool find. So let's put that back. And now keep in mind, my system has changed like 3 or 4 times since I started. Mostly added to it. And changed a few little things. But anyway, that's the whole point, is nothing is set in stone, and you can change your mind whenever you want to. That's my biggest takeaway. Glue that stays. I bought this glue in a couple of different types of containers. And it works okay for me, but I wanted this like upside down container so that it's always ready, because trying to get the glue out was really annoying. And then we have my little scissors, sticker tweezers. I was really surprised at how helpful those actually are. I think there's like a stapler remover in here. Yeah, there is. But can you see that? I bent it to holy heck. Yeah, it's very bent. I was taking out staples out of the old vintage, like 90s era National Geographics, and I bent it to holy heck. So I have this very, very expensive, wouldn't suggest going to buy one, tool that my husband gave me for Christmas, I think. Like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And I almost never used it. And then I decided that pliers would be way easier to take out staples with. So that's what we got, pliers. And that's literally their only purpose now. And so they stay here in my little tool caddy, because, you know, why not? This is my most used tool, my little corner punch. I think this is amazing, and I want to collect them all. This is how I date my pages. It's just for funsies. I literally could just write the date, but I like stamping things, so that's what that is. Various forms of tape. This I almost never use, it's regular tape. This is double-sided tape, which is what I'm trying to use right now to use it up, because my mom gave me like, I don't know, 20 rolls of this or something. So I'm trying to use this up. Then I'm trying to use this up. It's one of those tape runners that's refillable. I hate this one. It does not like to cooperate. I do not like this one. So I have a new one that takes refills that I'm excited to try, but I'm trying to make myself use up this instead first. So that's that. And then I have little postie tabs, which you can see on the side of my journal there, that I just use when I want to go back to pages. This is my little test page, which I'm gonna actually, I saw on Pinterest where they actually put a test page in their journal, and I think that's a cool idea. So I'm gonna be doing that this week. I just hadn't got there yet. This is just a little time card because I've been curious to see how long that candle lasts. This is the same thing, a test page, but it's for my daughter's journal, and I just keep it in here so she doesn't lose it. Even though my journal is already page numbered, I love these little, dang it, little sticker numbers. So that's what I use for numbering my pages. I have little sticky notes to write myself notes. I'm gonna actually turn this around for a second. And then I have this that I was just gifted. I either got for free or was gifted so much of the stuff that you see here. So don't think that I put like tons and tons of money into it. The thing that I did put money into, probably way too much, was like this little bin and that matching little binder and those matching little twirly gig things. But a lot of my stuff was either gifted to me for different occasions or stuff I got for free in many different places. Anyway, this was a gift, and it's just one of those like Bujo, what are those called? Stencils. There we go. Stencil templates, whatever. I've already used that. That's pretty cool. Obviously, ruler, page tear ruler thingy. I don't know. I've used that a couple of times. And then one of those X-Acto, not X-Acto, same as an X-Acto, but it's a hobby knife. There we go. One of those little sharp hobby knives. My circle hole punch that I already showed you. This has been really cool. My husband gave me this. It's one of those like fudge. I don't remember what it's called. All I can think of is protractor. It's not a protractor. I don't know. It's one of those things where you can, but this one's like easily adjustable, which makes it fantastic. And then you can like draw a circle. I use it almost exclusively for putting in the corner and then drawing a half circle around the corner and then chopping out the corner. Something like, I did it for a few kids' books, and so I have like little corner friffles that are like little bunnies or whatever. And then this was a Christmas gift last year. I'm not going to open it. Wow, I should probably pay attention to what I'm doing. Here we go. This was a Christmas gift. I'm not gonna open it. It was one of those HP sprockets that print the little tiny little 2x3 photos to go. I actually use it at my desk when I just want to print one photo to go with whatever I'm doing in my journal. Otherwise, I have a template that I built on Canva that does the same size photos, and I will do a whole page of photos and then just use my printer to print it out. But that's that. Okay, now you're gonna see the Friffle mess. We have drinks. We always have drinks. We need drinks. I have to stay hydrated. So do you. All of my different markers, gel pens. I love to have all the different colors, but gel pens are really annoying. They really are. They keep dying on me, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So that's why I have this like cardboard piece here, because then I can try to get them going again. But I love to have all the colors, so that's that. And then those like fancy crinkle scissors. I've got, move over. This over here is just a set of these with an ink and tarot cards. The tarot cards I'm gonna move over here. Those are gonna be important today. This is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you what I did with those. I've got some like random books to work on and chop up. Or, I don't want to say chop up. Those ones are more like get things out of, whatever. Bin of stickers. My original Friffle bin with regular Friffles. This is a Friffle bin with like big Friffles. Things that I would probably take up most of a whole background with. This Friffle is random little booklets that I was given that come from like Home Depot or Lowe's or both. I don't know. Those are the little like things. I'm gonna, especially the doors one, I want to cut out the doors and make them into like little interactive things in my journal. Then we have, let's see if I can hold this here. This is the start of a second Friffle bin because the first one is really full and fluffy. This is a Friffle bin of just borders, just envelopes, random stuff down there. I'm not even gonna pull that out right now. And that is all paper, 12 by 12 paper on the bottom, a couple of sheets of contact paper, which is what the butterflies are, and then just solid 8.5 by 11s on the top. And then this is my word Friffles. So I have big word Friffles, tiny word Friffles. This one was just for funsies. It's all my color Friffles. And then I have two of these little tackle box things, craft boxes, that I put into different categories. Like I have, mostly it's random categories, but this one is like seasonal stuff. This is like stuff that I might use for like page titles. This is stuff with actual locations on it, mostly Maine for, you know, where I live in my area. This one was all health related. This and this were random Friffles, I believe, random words. These were big random Friffles. Those were supposed to be like positivity kind of Friffles. And that one up there is supposed to be food related word Friffles. So those are all words. I don't use them too often, but I still love to chop them up. So there's that. And then lastly, the last little spot, don't mind the mess, but I'm going to show you this one thing here. This is a nail polish holder that I made into a washi tape holder. There's not many washi tapes in there, but the other side is empty completely. But that's my washi tapes. Ow. And then this bin, which I'm not going to show you, is all paper scraps. Nope, I lie. Paper scraps, and I have some, which I'll actually show you. Some of these are book scraps from like kids books, like this one, which is almost empty. It's Sesame Street. I have one in here for like Berenstain Bears, stuff from like childhood that I chopped up. And then lastly, I have one like this one that says Fairy Bee. It's stuff from I bought a couple of junk journal kits, printables, off of Etsy, and so I cut them all up and put them in here. So all of the friffles and the backgrounds and everything that match are all in here. But mostly all of this chunk here is all like scrapbook paper, but scraps, pieces of scraps. But not all of it is from scrapbook paper. And this is part of my, I used weird random things. Like for example, this, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on camera, is very shiny. It's just little pieces. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet, but they were like really cool shiny pieces that I got off of a headphones box. So not all of my scraps are from paper. And then these are my, I don't know what I'm using them for, friffles, but I've got different, wow, my brain, ADHD brain, it stopped working. Sticky notes, wow. Okay, sticky notes that I got from the Dollar Tree, and butterflies that I got from the Dollar Tree. I've used these, I got those for free, but I've used those. More sticky notes. Supernatural book that I'm chopping up because, you know, Supernatural is pretty much my favorite TV show ever. Little patches. Fabric because it's Highland cows and I love Highland cows. Don't know what I'm going to use those for yet. Little coin wrappers. Yeah, anyway. This, don't mind the dog brush that goes to my puppy. This is literally a box full of cards. Most of these are playing cards, and I'm probably never going to use them in this lifetime, but they make really cool friffles. And some are, like this one was, I don't know if that was considered an oracle deck, but it's like little positive sayings that I didn't really care to use as an oracle deck. I do a lot with like tarot and oracle, and I just didn't like that one. Just like, I didn't like that one. But it has really cool pictures of doors, and so those are now journal friffles, so that's cool. And then what else did I want to show you in here? Oh, these little mini Uno cards. These were at Dollar Tree, and they're so tiny, so they'll fit perfect on a page. I just haven't done anything with them yet, so that's cool. Oh, and lastly, a little baby tarot set. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet either, but it's going in there. And then this is just stickers that are extra stickers that are not in my little sticker binder that I already showed you. Oh, and pictures that are going to go in my journal eventually that I've chopped up. And then lastly, and this is a disaster, but there's my under table friffle corner. That's all stuff that I thought I might be able to chop stuff out of. So it's just sitting there going to be chopped, waiting to be chopped, whatever. And we're going to actually do a few of those later today. So I am going to get the camera set back up, and then we're going to work on a page together. So I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back at the Friffle Table. So I did say, you know, first video, right? So we're going to see if we can figure out these camera angles. So to show you, when I normally sit down for the first time for the day, I don't sit down every day. I would love to, and I try to, but you know, ADHD brain. I always go to where I have this little tab thing here, and I have a little list here. It's a gratitude page. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Oh no, wrong camera angle. You know what? We're just gonna go. Ha ha ha. Okay, you can see here, I have a gratitude page. This is my second one in this journal. I try to do it every day that I sit down to journal, which, as you can see from the dates, is not every day. But I try to list 2 things that I'm grateful for that day. Usually they're 2 things that, you know, have been important for that day. I don't know, but and what I try to do is, like I said, try to be different. I try not to do the same thing on the same page. Like I try not to do the same thing to be grateful for 2 days in a row, or, you know, 2 days on the same page. So yeah, we're gonna do that real quick. And I try to pick, gotta move stuff here, got a mess going. I try to pick a random color, or I don't know, just a color I like for the day. And today is the 10th, I think. We're gonna go with the 10th because I don't remember. And oh yeah, just so you know, there's gonna be a lot of talking to myself too while we're working, because I talk to my supplies all the time. So let's see here. What do I want to be grateful for today? How about, ooh, perfect day number 1. Oh, no, crap. I was going to say Friffles, but I already have my Friffle bins. Dang it. Ooh, I know. Comfy outdoor chairs. Do I have that already? I do not. Ha ha ha. Comfy outdoor. I have chairs and ooh, diamond arts pieces. Just write diamond arts. Here we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn to a page I want to show you to explain what I'm doing today, and I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. So I wanted to explain my tarot series pages, and this right here, by the way, is the perfect example of I have no idea what fluffing happened. This page was fine, and then all of a sudden these 2 pages stuck together, and I have no clue why. So, you know, that's the whole point here, is I do not chase perfection. I want nothing to do with perfection. I want fun and creative and just doing whatever I want. And if something gets messed up, you'll see later. I plan on blurring out a lot of like personal details, but you'll see on some of my pages as we go that when I make mistakes, I have one of those like correction tape whiteout thingies, but it's too much effort, honestly. It's called just make a scribble and keep going, because, you know, yeah, I'm not chasing perfection. But anyway, so to explain the tarot decks, I do a lot with tarot and with oracle decks and stuff for myself personally outside of this. And I bought this specific tarot deck. It's the Neopets one, because I used to play a ton of Neopets as like a, I don't know, 12, 13-year-old, whatever I was. And so I bought it because I thought it would be really cool to have. And then when I got into it, it was really cute, don't get me wrong. But I didn't really click with it because a lot of the pictures on the cards are from places in, what's it called, Neopia or whatever, that I never went. I never, you know, it was a lot of characters that I never dealt with, etc., etc., because ADHD brain, I stuck to mostly like 5 different things. So I thought it would be cool to do over the next couple of years, like a tarot series throughout where I draw a random tarot card, and then I'm going to cut out the little interpretation that goes with it, and then I'm going to interpret that into my own life or just random friffles and decorate a page according to the meaning on the card. So yeah, so this was the first page that I did where I just decorated to explain what I was doing, and I put this little flap here where I described what I wanted to do and why. Remember back to this, and yeah, so that's what the tarot series is about. I'm sorry, let's go back for a moment. This was the first page, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to blur over here because I don't know what's over there. So anyway, this was the first page. Was the first pictures of my family that I again highlighted what I wanted. But see here, see how this like edging is going the right yellow because on these cards. It looks funny. Anyway, this was the first page. This is just pictures of me talking about my mental health. And then this was like the little interpretation cutout from the actual guidebook that comes with the deck. And I sat and highlighted things that I thought were, you know, important or whatever. This one, again, here's your little mistakes. This is all smudgy because if you remember back to this, oh, I skipped one. Oh goodness, this was the second page I did. I'm sorry, let's go back for a moment. This was the first page. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to blur over here because I don't know what's over there. But anyway, this was the first page. This is pictures of my family. Again, highlighted what I wanted. But see here, see how this like edging is yellow? Here's a Tootsie Roll experiment. This page is nothing but decoration. So I used like a silver marker pen thingy for it. And nothing but decoration. I didn't wait for it to dry. These right here, enough. They are air fresheners, car air fresheners that I chopped up. They make and everything. I made this little experiment, and I'm gonna keep stamping the dates every once in a while. That was the last one I did. It was to show. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to draw another random one. I'm not gonna stamp today's date because it hasn't been long. You can decorate with me. We'll see what we do. So I'm gonna leave today's date off for now. But yeah, they still smell good, and I put this in available page on the 13th of May. So almost a month ago. And this, and they still smell good. Now, fluffy book. Again, not a journal tutorial. Do not just to show you what I meant by unless you're okay with things being ruined, because I have no idea how that's gonna stay. Here's a Tootsie Roll experiment, or if it's gonna ruin any pages. Nothing but decoration, anything like that. For another example, there we go. Nothing but decoration. These right here, they are air fresheners, car air fresheners that I chopped up, and I made this little experiment, and I'm gonna keep stamping the dates every once in a while. To show that it's still scented. And I'm not gonna stamp today's date because it hasn't been that long and I don't want to fill this up too fast. So I'm gonna leave today's date off it for now. But yeah, they still smell good. And I put this in on the 13th of May. So almost a month ago. And they still smell good. Now, again, not a journal tutorial. Do not copy me unless you're okay with things being ruined, because I have no idea how that's gonna stay in here long term, or if it's gonna ruin any pages or anything like that. For another example of that exact concept is this destroyed page. This page was really cute. I took these petals off of this bouquet and I dried them for over a month, and then I put them in here and I was really happy with it, but they were like, you know, dried, so they were really fragile, and I wanted them to not break, so I got the brilliant idea to cover them in Mod Podge, and I let it dry for a few days, and then I closed it up, and this stuck to everything over here, and it completely ruined this page when I pulled them apart. So this does not look ruined, and it's only because I went and reprinted everything and redid this page, but I can't redo this one. It is what it is. So I took glue, it's not the greatest of solutions, and just put a piece of plastic over it and glued it on so that it doesn't get any further damaged. But that's what I mean by don't copy me, because, you know, you might end up with a mess like this. But do what you will. And then lastly, for like random friffles, this was a Memorial Day page that I did. This piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece I got off of a seller on Etsy for a Memorial Day type, I think it said Memorial Day, clip art. And I just printed it to the sizes I wanted and cut it out. These poppy backgrounds, I actually asked ChatGPT to create me a poppy background, and then I just printed it, and I printed it at two different transparencies, so one is lighter than the other because I didn't know I was going to use both of them. But then my dad, who is a veteran and was given one of these, oops, you can't even see it, I'm talking about it and it's not even in the frame. Ta-da! My dad, who is a veteran, was given one of these poppies. And so when he saw me doing this page, he thought it was really cool and decided to donate the poppy to my page. So it's got this, like, you know, the middle of the flower is like big and hard and fluffy. So it wouldn't fit in the journal. It was just way too chunky. So I made it like a little little page thingy. Ta-da. So it sticks out like a bookmark on the top and it's glued in. So that's what I mean by using random supplies in this journal. So yeah, let's get back to the tarot page. We're gonna make this centered and I can't see what I'm doing. There we go, good enough. We're gonna zoom out a little. There we go. Let's see here. Let's move the book that I've started to chop up. And just for absolute fun, let's just shuffle this up so I get a random one. Well, you know what? We'll just go with that one because that's cool. It's really pretty too. I like that color. That's gonna be a fun color scheme to work with. So let's move this out of the way. And then let's look for our little page here. Number 3. Apparently I can't count. That's got part on one side and part on the other. I hadn't taken into account that it might put it between 2 pages. How rude. We're gonna just chomp it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. So we're gonna tear this page out, and then this page I can't tear out because it needs to stay in there until I get to the other card. So we're just gonna tear it halfway and then chomp it. Ta-da! Okay. And then, oh, I have this. I said that my corner chomper was probably my most used tool, but I lied. I'm pretty sure it's this little cutter thing. So I don't like things to be perfect, but I do like them to not be crinkly. So we're gonna cut this off. And we're gonna cut that off. And then we're gonna make this look more, you know, not chomped. And we're gonna make this be more not chomped. I chomped that a little too much. That's okay. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna set that off to the side. And here's the thing, I make a mess while I'm working. I really do. I get everything everywhere. So we have this. I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna skip the like Neopets version of it. I'm just gonna redo the actual card meaning so that we can see what we want to do with it. It says, the Empress is the ultimate expression of femininity and parental nurturing. This card isn't gender specific. Anyone can access these qualities. Do not know how to pronounce that name, but we're going to go with Fiora. Rules fairyland with compassion and grace, and you are called to follow her example. It can signal a new addition to the family, or it can relate to birth in a more abstract sense, like the birth of a new project. It's your role to create a safe and welcoming environment for them to flourish. So I'm going to, I lost my highlighter. Oh, hold up. You know what we didn't do? I forgot to light my candle. There we go. Now we can keep going. Okay. Highlighter. Right. I'm going to highlight new addition to the family and safe and welcoming environment and flourish and nurturing. That's what I'm going to highlight. Yep. Okay. And hi, we're back. So I learned a lesson for video number 2. It's to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because apparently when I get a phone call, it shuts off the video. So hence the gap. But I took that opportunity to get distracted, which is, you know, ADHD typical. And then I also went and decided I would try to find the pictures that I wanted to put on here that I thought about, and I couldn't find them. So I went over to Canva and I started printing some more, and then I remembered where I put them. So that's cool. So yeah, remember that Friffle band I told you about that has all the things that I want to do upcoming? Ta-da! Photos. So these are the little photos that I already printed off using a Canva template that I created that sizes them to this size so they fit well. And back to our card, the Empress, it talks about possibly signaling a new addition to the family. And we actually have one of those. I have a new puppy. Oops, there we go. Her name is Daisy, and she's adorable. So let's make this a Daisy inspired page. So let's see, let's friffle through here. I kind of like that picture. And it says safe and welcoming, and nothing says a puppy feels safe more than being upside down in her sleeping kennel, you know, just like belly up, paws up. That looks pretty safe. And so does being in a little, what's it called? It's like a doggy bed, but it's got an extra piece on the top that makes it like a snuggle pod kind of thing. I forget what it's called. You're gonna hear that a lot in my videos. I forget what it's called, or I can't remember what it's called. So anyway, we're gonna do those 3 pictures on here somehow. Don't know how yet. I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna add this, and then also while I was printing those photos, I decided to go through my paper scraps, and I come out with this. I got a couple different shades of purple, a purple glitter, and some blues. I think it'll work. So we're just gonna set those over here and try not to catch them fire on the candle. That would be helpful. So I have no clue what I'm gonna do, but to start, you know, the pictures all have to be corner chomped. Oh, and that one. There we go. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we are now, in case you can see it over in that area, we are now joined by my daughter Jade, who's being very quiet while she does her own journaling. And that's kind of my goal here with the whole Friffle Table and the videos. It's kind of a come join me, come chat, do something creative, or just, you know, sit and listen. I don't know. Just come join me while we do something creative. That's my goal. Also, I forgot to show you earlier where next to me on the floor, I have a little black trash can that is for recycle. Because I try to recycle as much as I can with different things. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I think these need corner chomps too. Maybe smaller corner chomps. Maybe like this. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna... I might regret this decision. I do not regret this decision. It's okay. We're gonna do baby corner chops. And more baby corner chops. Maybe I got it stuck. which corner chomp I was using. I think it was this one. There we go. Dang. Didn't think it would be so hard to corner chomp things. Oh, gone. Let's see. I had some great ideas and then they all went poof. Well, this is a pretty big piece here. Can we make it? Oh, we can make it cover the whole page. Let's start there. Ta-da, we have a direction. So I cut my pages to approximately 6.5 or 6 1/4-ish. I'm cutting that the wrong way. Try this again. I'm gonna chop this off because I don't like the looks of that. Ta-da. Then now we're gonna chop it at 6.5-ish. Okay, that's a pretty big fluffy scrap, so we'll stick them back over there. And then I have to open this and we cut it to 9.5-ish. Oh, you know what? Now I can't remember. Is it 9.5 or is it 9 1/4? 9 3/4 by 6 1/4. So we're gonna re-chomp that. We're gonna re-chomp that. I think my chomp's a little, that one's too small. We're not gonna save that one. I think my chomps are a little too off, but that's okay. And that one's pretty big. We'll save that one. And I do set things in like random spaces and then I don't remember where I set them. So that's cool. Let's see. You know, we've corner chomped everything else. We might as well corner chomp the last thing. Probably doing this outside of camera because I don't want the friffles everywhere. Little pieces. Okay. Good enough. Okay, we're gonna, like I said, still using up this double-sided tape. Now, is it gonna ruin my journals years to come? I don't know. We'll find out. But it's okay because I'm not normally one of those people that likes to like hold on to sentimental stuff. I've got like a small bin of sentimental things, but I'm more of a take a picture of it and then give it away kind of person. But the journals I plan on holding on to for now, because I've gone through and cleaned out when I used to do scrapbooking, like, I don't know, a decade and a half ago. I went through and cleaned out my scrapbooks one time and I was like, I don't need these anymore. I've got the pictures all backed up. So I tossed out the scrapbooks and then I realized that there was something important in one of them and then it was sad. So these I plan on, I've only filled one journal so far. This is my second one. But in the next couple of weeks, I plan on taking photos of each page in my previous journal and scanning them in as like a, I don't know, like a PDF maybe or something. Ah, Jade. Sorry. Anyway, I plan on putting them into like a PDF or something. That way I can save them online on my Dropbox or something in case I ever decide to get rid of them if they take up too much space. And in case you're just wondering, that crash was Jade leaving my office for some random unknown reason. My office is kind of small. It's gorgeous, but it's small. And when I turn the ceiling fan on, it hits the door if you open the door the wrong way. So, moving on. I don't know. I feel like I've got a lot of roundy things, so I want to do some like straighty kind of things. What do I got? I got a straight picture, and I don't know what we're going to call that, but what if we maybe, let's see, let's put that there. and that there, and that there. Can we fit all three on here? Can we? Yeah, we can, but it's kind of tight. Does kind of fit. Does kind of fit, but technically this one could go sideways. So what if we put him sideways? Maybe something like that, and then put this like this and this. What if we put that up a little further? Put that like that. It's not working in my brain. What if we go back to this photo being like this? Something like that, and then put this. See, but I messed that up because it's not the right type of. Okay, so we're gonna hold, please. Where did I do with? We're gonna chop this a little smaller, like there, which means we then need to corner chop it again. I think I used this one, this corner. Yep. Okay, so now it's a little smaller, and it kind of like offsets it a little, I think. But again, not a professional. Don't know, but I like it. But it needs something different. I really like this glitter, but I don't know what to do with it. What if we just added a border down the side here, just to give it a touch of glitter? Let's try it. That means we need a 9 3/4 piece this way, and then I kind of want it to be on the thinner side. Let's go with a 1/2 inch, do we think? Or 3/4? 1/2 inch. Yeah, let's go with 1/2 inch. Whee! Okay. Then I have no idea if this is gonna actually work, but I gotta corner chop it so that it like matches, but I don't know that that's even anything that's physically capable of doing. Oh, it did corner chop. Look at that. It corner chopped. Okay, so now we're gonna match the corner chop by doing this one, right? Hopefully I'm doing that the right way. I did. Okay, we're good. Corner chop can go back. So now we have a pretty strip. We're gonna move these off for a second and glue our strip on. This is too wide. I think this one's gonna work for me today because it's skinnier than my tape. We trying to keep it in a straight line. Oh no! Oh no! It's a good thing my driving is better than that. That was pretty sad. Okay, there we go. Now, let's... Oh no. No, 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 no. Oops. There. Ha ha ha. We made it. Now we have glitter. Okay. What else? I feel like we need something with this blue, but which blue do we want? I'm thinking I really like this one. I think I really like that one. Okay, what do we want to do? I'm thinking, what if we make a frame for this? Yeah. Okay, so here's where I'm talking about not being perfect, because we're gonna just, you know, we're gonna just approximate this. So we'll call it about that fat. Good enough. And then, you know, let's see, if we put this here and this here approximately, we needed at least, what's that, like 1, 2, 3, 5 inches? I don't know. We'll try 5 to start with. Let's see what it looks like. No, see, 5 is too far. Let's do 4.5. Yeah. And I'm sorry, there's some stuff off screen here, but I think we're gonna have to deal with it as far as like camera angles go, because if I zoom out too far, you can't actually see what I'm doing, and that gets annoying. Okay, if this is here before I corner chomp it, see, that goes over it, and I don't like that. Gursy. Excuse me. No, don't like that. Okay, we're gonna go back to the chomping block, and we're gonna go down to 4 inches instead of 4.5. You know, we're gonna go down to 3 3/4. How's that for craziness? Put you over there. Did I do that the right way? I didn't. It goes this way. There we go. Okay. That's better, but new problem. Not a problem. We're good. Okay, but, you know, everything else is chomped, so corner chomper. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now keep in mind, every video, or, you know, every video that I plan on doing at this point, when you see what I'm doing, I might have had like a general idea. For example, I wanted to do the tarot card one today, but I didn't know what we were doing. I never know what I'm doing. I just wing it. Sometimes I'll see just like one teeny tiny little friffle, and I'll be like, ooh, I got a picture that can go with that. Or sometimes I'll be, you know, I'll see a picture and I'll be like, I want to do that picture today. See, I don't like that space. We're gonna get rid of that space. Don't like it. I also can't see what I'm doing here. My piece is too small, dang it. Nah. We'll just go to the 1 inch mark, see if that works. Okay, I know I said I'm okay with mistakes, but dang it, can you just at least try to stay straight in the line? Dang it. There. Good enough. Oh, now I gotta corner chomp it again. Handy dandy corner crunch. Let's see if we can do it. Oh no. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're gonna shove you up there. That's better. I'm not sure why it's better, but it's better. Okay, so we're gonna just guess here. Tape. Tape. Now some stuff like this, I know this is what I want to do, so I'll put it on here. Oh, and also I don't measure for stuff like this. I just kind of, what's that thing you see lately in the cooking videos? Measure with your heart? Yeah, I just measure with my eyeballs and call it good. Now, granted, sometimes my eyeballs are absolutely bonkers, and it kind of looks bonkers, but that's the whole point. Yeah, good enough. Boom, little framey thing. Now, if we put that there, and we put that there, and we put a cute puppy there, and we put a cute... What if we don't... Oh, what if we kind of like line those up on the edge? Like that-ish. But then what if we do cute puppy here, but then do cute puppy matching it here, but then do this cute puppy in the middle. So he's not, he's like offset a little. I might like that, but it's still missing something. It needs more glitter, but I don't have any more glitter. I don't think. Don't think I have anything fairy related either. So that's a note, actually. That's a note I'm gonna write down. I have a shortage. I'm just gonna write shortage on glitter and fairy stuff. Those are both things that I would use. I try not, you know, I like to go journal shopping, but I try not to buy a bunch of stuff that I know I'm not going to use, or it's, you know, not my favorite. But those are two things I would use. But back to the page. What else do we need? We need something. My brain is not happy with this yet. Glitter, glitter. Oh, I know what I can do for glitters. Hold on. Hold on. Over to the Friffle Table. Friffle Table, yeah. Over to the Friffle bin. I have somewhere from the Dollar Tree. What color do we want? I want to see if we can find some like purple or blue. I don't like that blue, so not blue. I have some, what are they called? Like bling gems. I don't like those ones though. Let's see here. Or what about, no. There's some yellow that might go with this yellow in there. There's some clear that would just be like sparkly. There's some blue, but I don't like the blue for today. Green's not gonna go. Ooh, pink hearts would go. No, they won't, because there's not really much pink. Never mind. Oh no, I don't have purple gems. Okay, that's another shortage. Purple gems. Don't have them. So sad. Okay, if we're gonna use yellow, do I like this yellow or that yellow? I got this one. This one's got funny shapes that I don't think is gonna work today. Yeah, I think oh, what's these? Yeah, see, I just don't like those. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna just add some bling. So I don't know what we're gonna do with the bling yet, but I like this placement. So we're gonna do that, but my tape ran out. So we're gonna take it apart because some of these parts should be recyclable. I don't see the recycle symbol, so I'll have to look that up later, but we'll set it there. And then, in just a moment, ta-da! That's recyclable. And come here. Yeah, there we go. Stay. Okay, let's glue this stuff in, please. I hate covering up the backs of these because they're so pretty. I like butterflies. I like to see real butterflies in life, in real life. But I don't like real butterfly stickers because I like the fake butterfly stickers because they're so colorful. I love everything color. So we're gonna place you like that. Good enough. It's kind of like, why are you being so stubborn? Dang, my other ones weren't like this. It's kind of like a motto around here. Good enough. Okay, now let's do that whole measure with my eyeballs thing. I talk under my breath a lot too, which I'm gonna have to work on because I'm not sure if the camera picks that up or not. You could be sitting there in silence while I'm mumbling to myself if it does not. Now, in theory, is that gonna, I think that's gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna line this picture up with this bottom bluey piece like that, which means I'm gonna do this one next. So that I can line it up with this, the card here, and then line it up with this pink one down here. Approximately, in theory. So, about there. Move your butt, you're in the way. About there for that one. And about there. Good enough. Poof. Now, before I do this one, do I want this one here to be centered with the other ones, or do I want it to be off-centered? I like off-centered better. Okay. Now we're gonna just kind of do the same distance-ish. There. Ta-da. Okay. Now what do I want to do with this? I wonder, let's open this package. Scissors. Come here, because I know you're recyclable. Oh, you know what? Here's another project thing. I have seen a few pictures on Pinterest, journal page things, where they use these barcodes, and it was, I think it was people that did like junk journals, and they just did like a page of barcodes, and then I saw another one where they like made a shape out of the barcodes. I don't know, but anyway, so I've started a little barcode collection. I'm just gonna set that over there for now. And I might just like cover a page in them, but I wanna just use it as a background. I don't wanna just leave it as barcodes. I wanna like put something on front of it. But anyway, so that's one of my little project keepers. Oh, wrong one. Right one. I was gonna put this. I'm gonna see if I can, there's like a little, I'm gonna see if I can zoom you in for a second. So you can see these little sparkles right here. There's 3 little ones, and I'm gonna see Let's see if I zoom. Oh no, too far. Back up, back up. Okay, I'm just gonna move the camera. Nope, I'm not gonna move the camera. I'm gonna move the book. Wrong way. Ta-da. Okay, see those little sparkles right there? I think I want to try, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it zoomed in for a minute. I want to try putting these little gems in the middle of those little sparkles. Now, I'm not overly thrilled with that idea. That was not, you know, my best idea, but that's okay. We've already done it, so we're gonna keep doing it. Ta-da. Not my favorite thing. Not my favorite thing at all, but that's okay. So now that we've kind of broken it, I want to use these yellow ones, and I'm actually gonna zoom you back out for a minute. I don't remember where you were zoomed into, but we're gonna go about there. Good enough. I want to use these yellow ones. I just don't know how. I could, in theory, put them in the stars, but I don't think. Actually, you know what? I can kind of like hold it in there. That's not my favorite idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. Okay, let's try it. We're gonna put meh. It's okay. We've already done it. We're gonna just keep going. Put you there. And we need one more of you over there. Okay. Not super thrilled with that either. I used to have, back in my scrapbook days, that's what I need. That's what this page is missing, but I don't have any. Back in my scrapbook days, I used to have, I think they were like, I don't know, Martha Stewart brand or something. They were a set of pens. I only had like 4 or 5 of them, but they were like not pens, markers. And they were like glitter paint markers. They were like really glittery like this. And they were gorgeous, and I used them until they croaked. And I don't think I have anything like that. Got like a shiny metallic silver and a metallic gold, which I would not be happy with either of those. So we're not going to do that. I don't really have any good glitter gel pens either. But yeah, that's what this page needs. That would have been very pretty. Okay, I gotta think for a moment. Let's see here. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Is it done? It needs something else. I just don't know what. Let's see here. I think if I add more of these little gems, it's just gonna take away from it. But I wish there was something that we could do like here in this blank space. My drawing skills aren't that fantastic, so can't really draw anything scrolly. What if, wish there was a way to test this, but there is not. I have over here white pen. What if we wrote Daisy all through here? Little Daisy. With some polka dots. Or something. That could be I don't know. That could either look really cute or it could go really badly. We're gonna go for it. Let's do it. Just make sure that's okay. We're gonna write, let's see here, we're gonna go Daisy. And then we're gonna write Daisy. And I'm gonna make a mess here, as if I didn't already make a mess. I'm gonna shove you over there so that I can, come here. And you come here. So I can kind of like rotate this and rotate it and write in different spots. Cooperate. Good enough. And then we're gonna put one about here. Easy. And then we'll put one Daisy. 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 And I think we need one more going. We're gonna make it go this way. Little Daisy. Daisy. Okay. Yeah, see, now I got a blank space right here. So let's make that one go this way. And now, now I'm thinking, what about, do I have a piece of paper? We're gonna try it on here. I was thinking, what about some little, don't know how little I can get them though. Like little sparkly things. Let's see, where's my camera? Can you see that? Like little sparkly things. Let's see if I can do that. We're gonna go little sparklies. We'll do some different sizes. And we'll do one over here. And we'll do a sparkly here. And of course we need one here. And then we're just gonna do some little kind of random, but kind of filler little polka dots. And we're gonna go bonkers here. Hold on, careful of the fan, Jade.
Food's ready.
Okay, I'll be a moment.
Alright.
We're gonna add some little sparkles here. And I kind of went a little overboard right there, but that's okay. We'll do one there, and one there, and one there, and one there, and we need one there, and we need one there. Good enough. I'm good with that. So let's put that away. To finish this, is this the right page number? Yes, it is. We're gonna add a page number, and boom, we're done. Now, I won't bore you with the boring part of cleaning up this disaster that I've made. I will take care of that on my own. And I'm thinking the next video I'm going to start out showing you some of my to be chopped up friffle pile, and maybe we'll work on that together. And we'll see where it goes. Maybe I find something cool to use. We'll see. Thank you very much for joining me today on the Friffle Table, at the Friffle Table, I should say. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And don't forget to drink your water. Bye.